So one of the challenges we have, and some of you highlighted this, all right? So let's just try and recap, and there's a few here. So the thing I hear that resonates, that echoes every business building or every business meeting that I go, I can't attract the right talent. Okay, I'm having trouble, right? I see LinkedIn puts out a post, I see Facebook, I see Expedia puts out a post on LinkedIn, and immediately within 2 hours I have 700 people applying for that position. When I put out a post, I get 4 people applying in my company. What can I do, right? So here's a challenge, okay? That's number one. Secondly is, how do I keep people, right? What is motivating? I give them a great salary, what do they want? They have free coffee, they have free this, they have free nuts, you know. Why aren't people staying? People don't get that story. So what is it about that, right? And then, how do I maintain a competitive edge? We're all talking about the new digital economy, right? I mean, how do I even progress? How do I innovate? How do I get my current people to change their mindset, to innovate, to move into the new space, to come up with innovative products? How do I do that? How do I fire these people up, right? And the other one is, how do I fuel passion through the company? I'm passionate as a founder, as an owner of a business, or the CEO. I'm tremendously passionate, right? And so how do I create an exemplary work environment? What is it about my space? Is it the glass cubicles? Is it the transparent floor? Is it the bean bags in the boardroom? Right? Is it better video screens? Is it more healthier nuts? Or is it free coffee, barista coffee? Or is it free buffets like LinkedIn does? You know, what is it about the environment that I need to create that will attract people and that help them, you know, move into the new space? So today we're going to get some answers for all this stuff. We're going to look deep. We're going to look deep into what these companies do, what successful companies do. And I know I'm going to reference some big names here, but let's take some of the best things that we can do and work within our own organizations. And there's a lot of smaller companies that are really killing it in terms of their culture, and we're going to see those as well. So for the next hour or so, we're going to go quite deep now. Now that you have some context, you understand where I come from, and hopefully we will together define how we can design an amazing culture. And what does it mean in the digital age for a company to do that, right? What is culture, fundamentally, right? What is culture? And if you were to define it, you put it in words, in a sentence, then it's really the belief system inside a company, right? That everyone's aligned with. It is a code. It is kind of an internal code that people feel when you join a company, and there's a system in place, right? You feel that, you sense it. I walked into an office last week, and I could sense, from the time I walked in, from that expression of that lady on the front desk, I knew something was amiss. I saw people walking down, no one greeted me. I was a guest there, I came to meet someone, no one looked at me in the eye. I immediately sensed something was amiss in this company, right? You can sense it, you can sense it. So culture, stepping back, is really the guiding principles of a company. It's a code that everyone agrees to live by. It starts with your DNA. And DNA is really the core building block of your business. And the core building block of your business is not about your building or your product or service. It's what you stand for, ultimately. That's what Mike said. You know, ultimately you need to stand for something. And that comes from your purpose. Yeah? Your purpose is your highest form of existence. It's the question you need to ask yourself. Why do you exist as a business? Why do you get up every day as a leader and go to work? What is it that's driving you to be able to do that? Why do we exist as a business, right? What motivates you, right? What do you stand for ultimately? And what is it about fundamentally what you believe in your company, right? So your purpose, not a lot of people talk about purpose. You have mission, vision, and we'll talk about those things as well. But your purpose is, why do you exist as a business? Purpose is really, you are at your best when, right? It's a simple answer. We are at our best when we do what? And it should have a greater benefit. It should have something that uplifts the world. Disney is at its best when they are spreading joy and optimism in the world. That's what they are at their best at. Yeah? So employee code is so important. Having the code for the kind of people that you surround, and it starts with the kind of questions that you ask the people that you're hiring. It then becomes part of your onboarding process. It's aligning your values with the kind of people that you're going to be hiring and asking them the right questions. Oftentimes I get this from different companies. So how do I create a questionnaire? You can align. Once you have your value systems listed out, then you try and ask the questions and try and find out what kind of value systems do people have that match what you're looking for, right? And that's how you align people for your fit. A friend of mine who's a CEO, he likes to hire people that he would take a 8-hour flight with and sit next to him. That's his criteria. Because for him it's about, being chatty and communication, and that's what's important. He doesn't worry about, he's hiring senior vice president. He doesn't worry about whether he can do the job. That's LinkedIn will tell you. We've got all the credentials. In the end, it's about personality fit. Am I going to be sitting with this guy for 8 hours on a flight? Is he going to be good company for me or not? Is what he cares about. Are we going to have interesting conversation? Are we going to gel? Idea is going to come out from this thing, right? Is that what I'm going to be doing? That's what's important for him. Now, you come down to your product code. Your product code is what you produce, right? What you're delivering. It's your product or service. And oftentimes, a lot of companies don't look at what is the kind of product that we're going to do that's going to help change the world. Right? Is it going to be a really amazing product? Let's define what amazing is. Let's put down on our culture book what an amazing product is going to look like. Otherwise, we're going to be lost in the sea of sameness. In the sea of sameness, we're not going to be differentiated. Right? When it comes down to the crunch, there's 3 things that your competition can't steal from you, because everything pretty much is up for grabs. All right? Your product, your service, you can't have a competitive advantage for too long. But there's 3 things that your competition can't steal from you. Number 1 is your brand story. Because it's only you who can talk about your brand story. No one can talk about Body Shop's story except Body Shop. No one can talk about Apple's story. It's Apple's story. It's their DNA. It's where they come from, right? So the other piece is your culture. If you have a unique company culture, nobody can steal that away from you. It is yours. You built this culture. Nobody can steal Zappos' culture. It's theirs, right? They'll look like copycats, or they can't, because there's something intrinsically powerful about it. No one can steal Mind Valley's culture. It's Mind Valley's culture, right? So they can take away products, but they steal. And ultimately, it's your customer love as well. Because the relationships that you create, your strong relationships that you create with your customers are yours. And if you build those strong bonds, then they stay with you, and they'll like to do more business with you. Right? So these are the 3 key things, and culture forms one of a big chunk of that, right? I hope you're inspired. Go out there and build amazing companies, fire up your people, bring in passion, and do amazing things. Thank you so much, and I'm happy to take some questions from you guys.
Going through the framework that Ashok had was very informative.
A good insight that gave to all of us, and it really helps us to carry those values that we really learn from here.
A lot of companies misunderstanding what purpose is about, and not many people are thinking about culture and the importance of culture, and how do you actually change that.
Ashok was very engaging. It was it's very inspiring and very engaging. Just passionate about what he has been doing.
How you're going to really serve your customer, and how you're going to, make a difference in the world.
It was extremely valuable to me as I'm starting a new company, and I want to make sure that anybody and everybody I want to hire from here on is going to align with what I value in life and what my company culture is going to be all about.